Sergeant Ken Lattin of Kennewick Police Department. We're here today at Kennewick Park at the Playground of Dreams for our annual Crossing Guard picnic. We've been doing this for over 25 years. It's an annual event. The fifth graders from all our elementary schools who tirelessly dedicate their time doing their crossing guard duties morning, afternoons, to make sure their fellow students get to and from school safely. And so as a reward for them to being out in the cold and the rain and the snow and the ice and even the nice days is they come down here to the park. We have hot dogs and soda. They get to see all the static displays with the police cars, the military vehicles.
Demanding accountability and defending your rights against the police specifically and the government generally are difficult and dangerous tasks. Your right to watch the government and record what you see is a natural right that is protected by the Constitution, and it cannot be taken away by the government.
This clip is from the Facebook page of Jeff Maddox. He's a bystander who had the courage to film these thug state enforcers who were using excessive force on this man. Initial reports are that these cowardly order followers were apprehending this guy for breaking into a truck. If this is true, this guy was doing one of the activities I believe the use of force can be justified on. Remember, if someone else hasn't been hurt, or anyone else's property hasn't been damaged, or someone hasn't been defrauded, then I believe there is no justified reason to use force on another person. Even then, it's not a mandate for the use of force. I think most of you know what I think about cops and their necessity. In case you don't, I don't think they're necessary at all. In this situation here, for example, was an aggressive threat and then the use of force required? I know cops and those who love the Blue Line Gang will argue that these cops need to make split-second decisions in these tense situations. I would argue it's their training and following of orders that escalates the situation. The video starts with the first Kennewick, Washington Blue Line Gang member shouting threats and acting very violent to get this man to comply to his commands. It even appears the man is trying to comply, but his shirt looks caught on the fence, and for fear of his life and not wanting to rip his shirt, he kind of freezes. And this inaction is seen as non-compliance by default, and we know a non-compliant suspect is an escalation of officer safety in the minds of these hitmen masquerading as heroes to the public at large. The Kennewick Police Patrol car in the propaganda clip from the beginning of this video promoting the Kennewick Blue Line Gang as being committed to your safety couldn't be further from the truth unless the "your" refers to themselves and the members of the ruling class. Do you think this member of their community's safety is on their mind? Do you think they were thinking of how they can stop this guy from stealing from others and help him get back on the right track? In these situations, once a suspect is apprehended and roughed up, we often hear order followers tell others in the area or the suspects themselves they're going to get the help they need. If Kennewick is anything like Spokane or the rest of this nation, there are lots of behavioral health clinics popping up. Many, supported with grant money, siphoned off the pile of money extorted from the people of this land and set aside for the pet projects that keep the ruling class ruling over us. To these order followers, this guy is less than human. Not a member of their community who needs help, but instead he's a number and a cog in a network of gears that keep the system going. He'll be taken to a jail that I'm sure is overcrowded and then let go with the provision that he sees someone at one of these behavioral health clinics. That person will use the programming they received in the form of schooling or training on how to solve this man's issues by getting him on state-approved drugs and various programs that we will pay for in the end that will essentially make this guy a good drugged slave for the state, keeping him in a perpetual cycle of poverty through fines, programs, and drugs designed to demoralize free people and make them feel dependent on drugs and aid from the state. This video is very disturbing. Watching how these guys we are told are heroes treat this guy who appears to be cooperating, just not exactly how they have commanded him to, makes me sick. I can't believe our society that I'm told over and over is civilized thinks it's okay to treat others like this. There has to be a better way, folks. The system that has been pushed on us by the ruling class has only made it worse, not better. We've been doing it this way for decades, and these programs we're told help these struggling members of our society clearly don't. and the programs themselves have only gotten bigger. A big thank you to Jeff Maddox for having the courage to film this and post it to his Facebook page. Links to his video and all of my sources are listed in the description below. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and share this video and message with everyone you know. Be sure to leave me a great thought-provoking comment and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you know when I upload new content. Also, check out all of my platforms in the description and stop by the merchandise store to support the message of freedom and truth with some custom QA gear.
Get on the ground! Get the fuck on the ground! Arms out! Or I'll hit you again! On your belly! Now! Get your arms onto your side! Come out. Get your arm out. Get your fucking arms out. On the ground, arms out, or I'll hit you again. On your belly! Now! Get your arms onto your side! Come out. Get your arm out. Get your fucking arms out.
Guys, in the narration at the beginning of this, I said I don't think cops are necessary. Most people I say this to respond with, "Who will keep us safe?" I think if we're being honest and ditching our confirmation bias, we do the best jobs of keeping ourselves safe. The saying cops are minutes away when seconds matter is true. Rarely do these order-following statute enforcers actually catch a criminal in the act like they did here. So I guess my response is, we would probably handle this thief in a more compassionate manner. We would try at first to reason with him for all of our safety. Without qualified immunity to justify any action we take against this suspect, we would have to be a lot more mindful in how we handle it so we wouldn't ruin our reputation and good standing with the community. We also generally want people to be happy in their lives. And deep down, most of us see this guy as someone who is struggling and grasping very hard to provide for himself and maybe even get a little ahead of things. Maybe compassion and showing love can save this man from stealing from others again. Maybe a conversation about why he steals would reveal the true essence of the problem. Instead, these officers interrogate with the purpose to incriminate. This makes suspects unwilling to be truthful about their situation and perpetuates the prison industrial complex. We don't need state statute enforcers bribed by our rulers with money stolen from us in the form of taxes. Compassion and love for one another is the key to solving all the distress in this world. Free people volunteering their efforts are what will bring compassion to this situation, which has reached its boiling point. Politicians are dividing us and pitting us against each other with their grand ideas of controlling the problem. There's been a flurry of use of force issues here lately in Eastern Washington. I'll be releasing more videos very shortly highlighting the aggressive and disturbing behavior of the Blue Line gangs ruling over Eastern Washington. Until then, live free and always remember to film the police. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit the like button and share it with everyone you know. Find us on Twitter as well as censorship-free platforms like BitChute and Steemit or DTube. Of course, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to smile at someone you don't know every day.